What is up, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. So today we're going to be talking about TikTok ads, how to set up the campaigns, what your ads should be looking like, and then also what you guys can do in order to scale and then build an actual brand on TikTok. Now, TikTok in general is completely different to Facebook in terms of what ads look like. For Facebook, you're looking to build a more professional looking ad that'll stop people from scrolling. But with TikTok, you're looking to create an ad that is more organic and doesn't even look like an ad at all and will get people to click. And if you guys didn't know, I have a e-commerce store building agency, which you guys can check out down below, where we find a winning product, where we give you a free supplier and help with anything that you guys need. So without any further ado, let's get right into the video. So before we even get into TikTok ads, the first thing we need to talk about is why would we want to advertise on TikTok as compared to Facebook. So first of all, with TikTok, you're going to have higher margins right off the bat, anywhere from 30 to 40%. And if you haven't seen this already, there's a lot of people on there that are selling products that they get on AliExpress for around $10, and then they can sell the product for around $20 to $25, which is completely insane. If you were to try and sell this on Facebook, it would not work. And another thing too, TikTok has very low CPMs. On Facebook, you would see anywhere from $5 to $10 CPMs, but on TikTok, I've got as low as $1 to $2 with very cheap clicks that are only 10 to 15 cents. Another thing with TikTok as well is that it's very easy to make content. Like if you've seen the TikToks that I make, I post 5 times a day, and this content only needs to be anywhere from 10 to 15 seconds at most. You have to remember that people on TikTok have a very low attention span, so this type of content that's short and sweet, straight to the point, does very well. And then another thing too that is a very big opportunity to the TikTok space right now is organic growth. There's a lot of accounts out there. I'm sure you guys have seen these slushy cups, this big trend right now where people are literally creating accounts for the slushy cup, and they just put all these different drinks in there and make a slushy out of it without running any types of ads whatsoever, and they're able to go viral and get millions of views on these videos. And because of no ad spend, their margins are anywhere from 40 to even 50%. Trying to do something like this on Facebook is completely unheard of, and it simply does not work. So with TikTok, they like to push out content that is posted a lot, so it's more of a quantity over quality platform at the moment. And then lastly, for TikTok, you're going to have less bans. I've already had a bunch of ads on TikTok disapproved, and it flags certain things that are a little bit buggy. If this was Facebook, I would have been banned already, and I've already been banned on Facebook at least a dozen times. And this platform is going to be much more lenient as far as different mistakes that you make down the road. So I think in that case, TikTok is going to be a lot more sustainable than Facebook in the near future. So when we're talking about Facebook, you're going to have lower margins because of how much the ad costs have skyrocketed over the last couple of years. And with Facebook ads, you have a very concrete ad structure. So you have the scroll stopper, ad copy, or the middle of the ad, and then you have the call to action at the end. A lot of ads on Facebook are anywhere from 20 seconds to a minute long, and these ads cannot look bad. Like, they have to be quality, top-notch looking ads, as compared to TikTok, where you can literally take your phone, film a review of a product, and the ad does well. And I'm sure you guys have experienced this as well, is that bans are off the wall right now with Facebook. The only benefit that I do see with Facebook over TikTok at the moment is the scalability. So with Facebook, you're going to be able to scale a product from $100 a day to thousands of dollars a day within a couple days or so. With TikTok, you can't really do this. Their scaling platform, or how they scale, is a little bit more, it's more new, so it's not going to be as effective as Facebook from what I've seen. Like with TikTok, people have a lower attention span, and you get ad fatigue within a couple weeks or so, 1 to 2 weeks. But with Facebook, you can have an ad that scales for 6 months or so because of the audiences that are so big. But all in all, before we get into the actual ads, I want to say that TikTok, I think, is going to be the next big opportunity, and still is right now. So if you guys haven't, you should jump on this, and I think they're going to be a carbon copy of Facebook in the near future. So without any further ado, let's get right into it. So here I'm in one of my new TikTok ad accounts, and the first thing that you guys want to do is go ahead and go to create campaign, and the next thing you want to do is click on conversions, scroll down here, and then you guys can choose the name of your campaign. So we're just going to call this test campaign, and then you guys can decide whether you want to do campaign budget optimization or just use the regular ad set budgets, which is something that I do, and I just use these CBOs for scaling in the future. You just leave this here, go to hit continue, and then right here you guys would need to create a pixel. So all you have to do is click on this. It'll take you to a different page. Then you need to create a pixel, and then if you haven't already, you want to make sure that you have the sales channel for TikTok installed already on your platform. So or on your store rather. And then once you have it installed, you want to go to settings and then data sharing, and then you want to go ahead and click on maximum. And then automatically when you guys connect your TikTok ad account, it'll have you sign in and everything, and then the pixel will show up right here, and then you just connect it and then click confirm. And then once you do that, it'll update, and then you can select the pixel here. And then you want to optimize. So there's really two things that you guys can do. Some people like to optimize for add to cart to warm up the pixel initially to see if it's actually a winning product or not. So usually with this, you'll see like if you have a winning product, you have a bunch of add to carts, high click-through rates, and that way you can warm up the pixel. And then other people will just go straight to complete payment. It's up to you guys. Usually what I do, go straight to complete payment and then select placements, deselect these, and then you can choose whether to leave these on or not. And then going down here, obviously depending on where you want to sell your product to, like they really don't have a wide variety of countries you can choose from if you're using a regular TikTok ad account. So I would just choose United States and then Canada, and then depending on your product, obviously you want to choose whether you're targeting male or female. Just most of the time I would just leave it broad, and then age limit I would go from 18 all the way up to 55 plus. Languages you can leave no limit or put in English. And then right here, as far as interests, you don't really need to use these. I found that products perform pretty well if they're just targeting broad, but I'm gonna show you guys how you can create a different ad set and just test these along with the broad ad set. So targeting expansion, you want to leave that off. You don't need any limit on the devices. And then as far as testing goes, what I usually like doing, since TikTok only allows you to have a $20 budget at least, that's what I do to test a product. I just leave it at $20, and then I schedule it for the next day at 12 a.m. So right here, all this bid cap stuff, I don't even touch any of this. I go straight to lowest cost. That seems to perform the best for me. Anytime that you do cost cap, I'm just super confusing, and I don't think it's very effective as much as it used to be. So go ahead and go to next. And then here is where you have your ads, right? So anytime that you create a creative and want to have it on here, you just have to send it to yourself. You can upload it on here. You can also do Spark ads, which is basically where you take an ad or a video from an existing TikTok account and use it for your advertisement. And that way you're going to be able to get, organic and paid traffic to your page. And that way you're just going to be able to lower your CPMs. It's going to increase your conversion rate, stuff like that. So first I'm just going to show you how to create a regular ad, and then I'll show you how to do Spark ads. And you do want to make sure that any video that you guys upload is formatted for TikTok. So any ads that you are using, you need to, have it filmed with a phone. It needs to be the 9:16 format, I believe. So we're gonna go ahead and upload that. So the thing with TikTok ads, what you guys want to do is make them look as organic as possible, not even make them look like an ad. So as far as your display name, you can have something broad, or you can act like you're an influencer. That's another way to look organic. And sweet text right here to sort of like a call to action. And then the learn more, you can change that to shop now. And then you want the store URL to your product page. And then for the profile image, you always want to use something that looks organic. Like I said, you can use your logo, or you can use what I like to do is have a picture of a girl or someone that looks like an influencer. That way, like I said, it just looks organic. And then once you're done with that, you just click submit. You guys can see the ad shows up right here. And then what you guys can do next is copy this. So depending on how many creatives that you have, I highly recommend that you get 2 to 3. You can go ahead and then just duplicate it, and then you just change the video and upload the other variant. So going back out here, the other thing that we want to do is create another ad set. Now you can decide on whether or not you want to have, one or two more ad sets. And the main reason why we want to create multiple ad sets is because we want to test different audiences and test different interests just to see what kind of works and what doesn't work. Like I said, usually just going broad works just fine, and those are usually the best ad sets are going to perform. And then you also have to take into consideration that if you're going to be duplicating these ad sets, you're going to be duplicating the budget that's going to be spent per day. So what I usually do is just have 2 to 3 different ad sets. So I'm going to go ahead and just duplicate this one. So you want to keep everything the same up here, and then you can change the age range. You can also change the different interests. So let's say you're selling that necklace, you can have beauty, personal care, let's see here, apparel, accessories, stuff like that. You just have to mix it up and decide on what you want to test. Make sure that this ad set's starting at the same time as well. And then that way you don't get it mixed up, when you get your data back and stuff. And then finally, what you guys want to do after you have this all set up, you guys need to make sure that your columns are set up correctly. So create custom columns here, and you want to make sure that all these different columns are added. So mainly CPMs, cost per click, cost per action. I'll let you guys see my columns here. So CPC, CPM, cost per click is obviously what you're paying per click. The CPMs, what you're paying per 1,000 impressions, the amount of impressions that you get, the clicks, click-through rate. The higher the click-through rate that you have, if you have a product that you're testing that has above a 1.5% click-through rate, then that is a good sign. Your conversions, the amount of purchases that you get, cost per actions, how much you're paying to get these conversions per conversion, your conversion rate, complete payment, cost per results, complete payment, ROAS, your return on ad spend, the total complete payment value, your total add to carts, your initiate checkouts, the cost per initiate checkout, and then the frequency, which is basically how much your ad is showing up for people. And if you have a frequency that's over 2 or above, especially if you start scaling and stuff like that, and you have a very high frequency, that's a bad sign. That probably means that people are getting spam with your ads, and that your return on ad spend is going to start decreasing. One thing that I forgot to mention as well is that if you want to scale or descale a product or just shut it off, the main thing that you want to look at is the break-even ROAS, and that's your break-even return on ad spend, and that's calculated using what you're charging for the product. So let's say $100 over what you're charging for the product, so $100 minus the cost of goods. So it would be $100 divided by $100 minus $30, which is, let's say, your cost of goods, right? So that would be a 1.4 break-even ROAS. And you guys need to make sure that when you're creating your columns for your ads manager, you need to have the ROAS as one of your columns, because you need to pay attention to this, because this will tell you whether or not you need to scale or just shut off or completely kill a product. And anything that's above your break-even ROAS, let's say within the first couple of days of testing, 1 to 2 days of testing, you need to scale that product. And most of the time I recommend on TikTok, what I've seen people do is just duplicate that ad set. I don't think that I've tried scaling it just by raising the budget, but it's not as effective as Facebook. So what I would do is just actually duplicate that ad set inside the same campaign or into a different campaign, and then duplicate that budget. Now, if anything is below that break-even ROAS within the first couple of days, or you just completely don't get any sales, no add to carts whatsoever, then I would just completely kill the product at that point. So the key here with scaling, you guys honestly just have to test it for yourself. You can either choose to raise the budget by 15 to 20% a day for that specific ad, or you can duplicate that ad set within the same campaign, or duplicate it into another campaign and choose to either raise that budget by 20% then as well, or just completely double the budget. So it's up to you guys. You have to test it for yourself. Every ad account is very different. Every product's going to be different. Okay, so for any time that you want to use Spark ads, or the ads that where you can get engagement for your TikTok ad and your TikTok account, you guys can go to assets right here. And I already said, you have to send that code to yourself. So go to creatives right here and then apply for authorization. And then you need to take that code that you sent yourself, copy, paste it right here. And then after that, it'll show up in this place right here. And then you can go back to your campaign. And then any campaign that you create, you're going to be able to use that ad specifically. So I'm going to go over here. And like I said, the main reason why we'd want to use Spark ads, especially when we're trying to scale and stuff like that, you're going to be able to increase your overall profitability with conversions. You're going to be able to lower your CPMs, your cost per clicks, your link clicks. Everything's going to get lower. And it's similar to Facebook and how you run an engagement campaign that lowers your overall cost per purchase and just gives you more engagement and traffic, and your CPMs are lower. So anytime that you're creating a new ad for your campaign, you can go ahead and go over to Spark Ads, and then that new ad that you applied for authorization of will show up here in your TikTok post. So you can use any of these. So click that, click confirm, and just be careful, because whatever you're using for your Spark ads is exactly what's going to be whatever video you uploaded for that TikTok account. So whatever description that you put in that TikTok video, that'll be there. So make sure, you know, it's applicable for a video ad. And then, you know, you want to change this to shop now, and then you put your product website right here, go down and then click submit.